city looks better when it's crying. It masks the salt on my face and hides the traces of who I used to be. Yeah, lights bleeding into the black asphalt. Everything is a blur of blue and gray. I'm sitting in the back of a memory, watching the raindrops race down the glass like tears with nowhere to go. The street lights are just halos for the lonely, casting shadows that stretch longer than the night itself. I keep checking the rearview mirror, hoping to see a ghost that I left behind 10 blocks ago. But the road is empty, just me, the static on the radio and the cold. This is the Rainy Noir, drowning in the jazz of my own regrets. A slow motion descent into the blue. Every drop that falls is a second I can't get back. I'm a stranger in my own skin, walking through a city that forgot my name. Washes everything clean, but some stains are etched in the bones. Some fires don't go out even when the sky opens up. I don't run for cover anymore. I've learned to breathe underwater. The chill is my only companion. The rhythm of the storm is the only truth I have left. Let it pour, let it soak through the pride. Just another night in the dark, just another story written in the water.
Existence is a liquid, and I am finally starting to pour. Leave the gravity behind. Suspended in a sea of indigo and silver, the ground is a memory I no longer choose to keep. I'm drifting through a nebula of what ifs, where the stars are just pinpricks in the fabric of a long lost sigh. My thoughts are birds with glass wings, shattering against the silence of the moon. The edges of my skin are blurring into the dark. I'm becoming the air between the notes extension of a quiet mind. This is the ethereal dream, sailing on the tide of 1,000 lifetimes. A slow motion orbit around the center of the soul. I'm not lost. I am exactly where the light ends. Weightless, timeless.
They told me to stay grounded, but the sky didn't have enough room for my spirit. To wake up is to forget, so I choose to stay in the blue, 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 blue. The silence here is a symphony. I finally understand. Every breath is a constellation in the making. I'm not running from the world anymore. I've simply outgrown the atmosphere. Let the stars watch over the wreckage. I am gone into the glow.
It's full of everything we were too afraid to say. Can you hear the remnants? Faded Polaroids in a room with no lights. The curtains dance with a breeze that has no source. Walking through hallways built from old conversations, each step sinking into the carpet of time. There are no footprints behind me, only the shivering air where I used to stand. I reach out to touch the walls, but my hand passes through. The world is turning solid while I turn into smoke. I am a footnote in my own a frequency that no one is tuned to anymore. This is the ghostly echo, the sound of a soul repeating its last breath, lost in the river of a life lived in the shadows. I am a ripple on the water after the stone has sung. Beautiful and completely alone. Just a vibration in the cold. Maybe I was never here at all. Maybe I'm just the wind in your ear. I've learned to inhabit the spaces between the seconds, to find comfort in the architecture of the void. The loneliness is no longer a prison, it's a kingdom, and I am the king of everything that's been forgotten. Don't look for me in the light. I am the echo.
say the stars look brightest right before they burn out. I'm just catching the embers.
Golden trophies gathering dust in the hallway of mirrors. The applause has died down, replaced by the humming of the wind. I walk through the ruins of the man I used to be, touching the velvet curtains that have turned to gray. The sun doesn't rise here anymore. It just hovers on the edge of the sky. It's quiet now, too quiet. The silence is a heavy coat I can't seem to take off. I built a kingdom on shifting sands and watched the tide wash away my throne. This is the faded glory.
The colors are bleeding into the rain.
The silhouette of a champion,
Standing in the dark, it's not the defeat that hurts.
it's the memory of the victory. Was it worth it? The sleepless nights, the bridges burned. Everything I touched turned to gold, but gold is cold to the touch. Now I'm rich in nothing but regrets. I'm learning to breathe in the gray. The crown was too heavy anyway. Let the world forget the name. I'm finally finding peace in the shadows of the flame. Let it go. The lights are out. It's okay to be forgotten.
It doesn't run on joy. It runs on friction.
Cogs turning in the chest, grinding against the ribs. The oil in my veins is turning to ice. I'm standing in the center of a breakdown, watching the sparks fly from wires that used to carry hope. It's not a malfunction, it's a metamorphosis. Steel doesn't care about the heat, it only cares about the shape. Every blow from the hammer is a gift. Every crack in the foundation is a place for the light to die. I am stripping away the soft parts, leaving only the skeleton of the man I was meant to be. This is the industrial heartache, the heavy machinery of a broken heart, turning the wreckage into a weapon. We don't heal here, we just reinforce. Built to endure, built to outlast the night. They thought I'd rust. They thought the weight would collapse the frame, but they
forgot. The strongest bridges are built from the heaviest iron. Operate! No more smoke and mirrors, just smoke and grit. The rhythm of the struggle is the only pulse I need. Input pain, output power. The assembly line of my life doesn't have a stop button. The heartache is the fuel. The work is the cure. Keep the gears turning, 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 turning. The loudest soul in the room is the weakest. True power is a silent lake, and I am at the bottom. Stone skin, granite heart. The storm howls, but the mountain does not blink. I build a fortress behind my teeth, guarding the words that others waste. The chaos outside is a plague, the peace inside is the reality. I breathe in the cold and I exhale the fire. Your insults are arrows that shatter against my silence. Your praise is a wind that cannot move my roots. I am not cold because I don't feel. I'm cold because I chose to master the heat. I am the Stoic Warrior, a statue in the middle of a riot, standing tall while the world falls apart, part, part. Victory isn't the trophy, it's the stillness of the pulse. No fear, no ego, only the mission. Do not mistake my calm for absence. I am watching, I am learning. I'm waiting for the perfect moment to be the earthquake you never saw coming. Stripped of the noise, stripped of the pride. What's left is a blade that never needs sharpening. I don't fight for the crowd, I fight for the man in the mirror. The only enemy I ever truly conquered was the one who lived in my head. The war is won before it begins. In the silence I remain. They call it a routine. I call it an exorcism. Every rep is a ghost I'm putting to rest. Cold steel in the palm, biting into the skin. The gravity in here is different, it's heavy and more honest. Four walls, no mirrors, just a center rust and resolve. The knuckles are raw, but the spirit is getting thick. I'm not lifting weights, I'm moving mountains. 1 inch
each at a time.
My muscles are screaming in a language only I understand. A symphony of strain, a choir of fatigue.
The mind says stop, but the soul has already decided we don't negotiate with the body here. This is the iron path. Words in the fire of the early hours, no shortcuts, no mercy, no turning back. Turn the pain into armor, turn the sweat into gold. I am the hammer, and the world is the anvil. And the world is the anvil.
You see the result. You don't see the dark mornings. You don't see the moments I almost stayed in bed. Character isn't built when things are easy.
It's built when the bar feels like it's made of lead. Push. Walked in those doors, the iron has taught me more than any book ever could. It doesn't lie, it doesn't matter, it just demands
everything. The path is long, but the iron never lies. See you tomorrow. They call it a routine. Don't look away. Everything you're running from is just a part of you, waiting to be integrated. Stepping down into the basement of the soul, dusty mirrors reflect in faces I don't recognize. It's cold here, but the air is thick with history. I'm not searching for light, I'm learning to see in the pitch black. The floorboards creak with the weight of secrets kept too long. The monster in the corner as my eyes speaks in a voice I used to call my own. I used to chain it, I used to starve it. Now I offer it a seat at the table. This is the shadow work, shaking hands with the ghost in the machine. I am the ink in the paper, I am the hunter and the prey. No more hiding in the sun. I find my power where the light dies. Most people spend their lives building walls. I spend mine tearing them down from the inside. To be whole is to be dangerous. To be whole is to be untouchable. Me. We speak the same language now, a dialect of scars and silence. I don't fear the dark anymore, I command it. The shadow is no longer a weight, it's my weapon.
The war is over.
Empty gem, echoes of iron against the floor. Breath turns to mist in the dim light. No crowds, no cheers, just the ghost of a younger me. Watching from the corner of the room, the shadows here don't talk back. They just wait for me to break. Every play at it is a debt to my past. A heavy weight for a heavy mind. I don't live for the glory, I live to bury the noise. In the cold silence, I found my truth. It's not the fury that builds the man, it's the endurance through the ice. I am the storm that makes no sound. I am the king of this lonely ground. They asked me, why do you walk alone? I told them, the peak of the mountain is only wide enough for one. Pain is just information, and I have learned to love the data. Let them have the noise. I'll take the silence. Because in the quiet, I am dangerous. Calculated movements in a world of chaos. The knuckles turn white, the grip tightens on the steel. This isn't a blind tantrum, it's a surgical strike. Every drop of sweat is a syllable in a long, dark sentence. The oxygen in this room feels like liquid lead. They mistook my discipline for weakness. They mistook my silence for surrender. But the pressure has been building behind the eyes, waiting for the logic to give the command. This is the rage of reason. A cold fury sharpened by the mind. No wasted breath, no mindless screams. Just the raw power of a man who knows exactly why he fights. The logic of the grind, the math of the pain. You see a monster, I see a masterpiece in progress. The animal stays in the cage until I decide to unlock the door. Look at the scars! They aren't accidents, they're blueprints. Each failure was a lesson in structural integrity. I am rebuilding the foundation while the storm is still hitting. Focus, execute, repeat. It's not personal. It's just necessary.